I've been waiting. Come in. No, really, come in. Standing in the doorway isn't going to help you. You look like a frightened rabbit, and honestly, it's making me feel a little guilty. A little. Not much, but a little. There. That's better. Sit down. Get comfortable. Or as comfortable as you can be. I know this isn't exactly the evening you expected. I know you probably have questions. A lot of them. Actually, I can practically see them stacking up behind your eyes. Questions about where you are. About why you're here. Why the doors won't open. Why everyone outside keeps avoiding eye contact. Questions about me. Mostly me. Fair. I would have questions too. You're staring. What? Do I have something on my face? No? Then why are you looking at me like that? Ah, because I'm smiling. Right, I forgot. People expect villains to look villainous, to sneer, to gloat, to twirl metaphorical moustaches, the whole dramatic package. But I've always thought that was a little silly. Cruelty isn't usually loud. Most cages aren't built from iron, and the most frightening people are often the most gentlest. Not that I'm frightening. Well, at least not intentionally. Well, usually not intentionally. Oh, you're nervous. I can hear it in your breathing. I can see it in your hands. You keep checking the exits. 3 times now. Actually 4. There, you just did it again. It's all right. You don't have to pretend. I know you're scared, and honestly, you should be. A little. Please don't look at me like that. I'm trying to be honest with you. That's more respect than most people ever get. Can I tell you something? Something embarrassing? Good, because I'm going to anyway. When I first met you, I wasn't supposed to care. That wasn't part of the plan, you see. None of this was. You were supposed to be a name, a face, a responsibility and nothing more. The sort of person you acknowledge politely and then forget. But then you smiled at me. Do you remember? Probably not. You smile at everyone. That's part of the problem. You hand out kindness like it's free, like it costs you nothing. Like you don't realize how dangerous it is. You smiled, asked how I was doing, actually listened to the answer, And suddenly, you weren't a stranger anymore. You became real. That was extremely inconvenient. You should know that. You made things difficult. Before you came along, everything was simple. There were rules, expectations, traditions. People did what they were supposed to do. The world stayed balanced. Everyone understood their role. Then there was you. You and your ridiculous habit of mattering. Oh, I tried not to notice. I really did. I ignored you for weeks, maybe months. Didn't work. You kept appearing everywhere. At exactly the wrong times, saying exactly the wrong things. Being exactly the sort of person I should have stayed away from. And then one day, I realized something. I liked you. Not ideal. Very much not ideal. Because by then it was already too late. The decision had already been made. The preparations had already begun. The date had already been chosen. And your name was written down. Don't look away. Stay with me, please. I know what that sounds like. But if we're going to have this conversation, I need you to hear all of it, not just the parts that scare you. Especially because the frightening parts aren't actually the worst parts. The worst part is that I tried to stop it. That's what nobody understands. Nobody believes me when I say that. But it's true. I argued, I negotiated, I begged, I offered alternatives, but nothing worked. Tradition is stubborn. Ancient things are stubborn, and people become very attached to rituals when they think those rituals keep them alive. So, eventually, I was given a choice. Accept it, or watch something worse happen. Not much of a choice, really. You know what the funny thing is? Everyone expected me to be cold about it, detached, professional. After all, that's what sacrifices are supposed to be. They're supposed to be symbols, not people. It's much easier that way. But then, there was you. And suddenly, every conversation became unbearable. Every plan felt wrong. Every celebration made me angry. Because they were talking about you. Not a concept, not a ritual. You. The person who remembers birthdays. The person who apologizes when someone else bumps into him. The person who laughs too hard at terrible jokes. You. And I hated them for reducing you to an obligation. Funny, isn't it? I was supposed to be helping prepare you for your fate. Instead, I spent most of my time wanting to protect you from it. Life is complicated. You're quiet. I can practically hear your thoughts. You're wondering if I'm lying. Wondering if this is manipulation. Wondering if every kind word has been rehearsed. Reasonable concern. But if I were manipulating you, I'd be doing a much better job. I'd tell you everything was fine. I'd promise you'd be safe, and I'd reassure you. Instead, I'm sitting here telling you the truth. And the truth is much uglier. The truth is that you're trapped. There, I said it. No euphemisms, no pretty language, no comforting distractions. You're trapped. The doors are locked, the roads are watched, and nobody outside is going to help you. Every person you've met here already knows who you are, who you're supposed to become. I told you, the frightening parts weren't the worst parts. The worst part is that I care, because caring changes everything. If I didn't care, this would be easy. I'd sleep better, think less, feel less. But instead, I spend every waking moment wondering how to keep you smiling in a place designed to break your heart. That's the problem with affection. It creates responsibility. And now, you're my responsibility. No, not theirs, mine. That's different. Very different. Look at me. Really look at me. Do I seem happy about any of this? Exactly. I hate seeing that fear in your eyes. I hate hearing it in your voice. I hate the way you keep shrinking back every time reality catches up with you. But I can't change reality. I can only change what happens inside it. Which brings us to the reason I asked you here. Because I have an offer, a very generous offer. And before you answer, I want you to listen carefully. You can have anything you want. Anything. A better room, books, food, comfort, freedom within the grounds. Anything that can be given, I'll give it. You only have to ask. See? Now you're suspicious again. Good, you should be. Because every bargain has a price. Mine is simple. Stay close to me, that's all. Eat with me. Talk with me. Spend your days with me. And let me take care of you. That's it. You look horrified. Oh, sweetheart, That wasn't the reaction I was hoping for. Do you know how that sounds from my perspective? Imagine caring about someone. Imagine knowing they're doomed, being powerless to stop it. And then imagine all you want is more time, a few conversations, a few shared meals, memories. That's all I'm asking for. Time. The one thing nobody can give me enough of. Because every day that passes is one day closer, and I know it. I know exactly how many days remain. Exactly how many sunsets, how many mornings, how many chances I'll have to hear your voice. Do you have any idea what that feels like? To count down someone else's future? It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Which is why I need you to understand something. You're not a prisoner because I want you to be. You're a prisoner because everyone else does. I'm simply the one making sure your cage has windows, that your meals are warm, and your blankets are soft, and that someone remembers you're a human. And if that sounds monstrous, believe me, I've thought the same thing. Many times. You know what keeps me awake? Not the ritual, not the consequences, not even the fear. It's wondering whether you hate me. Ridiculous, isn't it? Out of everything happening, that's the thought that follows me around. Do you hate me? Don't answer. Actually, no, please don't. I don't think I could bear hearing it. Selfish, I know. I've become surprisingly selfish when you're concerned. Maybe because everyone else sees your ending. And I still see your life. I see the way you frown when you're concentrating, the way you talk with your hands, and the way you try to comfort other people even when you're the one hurting. I notice everything. Far more than I should. Far more than is healthy. And the more I notice, the harder this becomes. Because now there's a part of me that wants impossible things. A part of me that wants to lock every door, hide every key, burn every tradition. Take your hand and run until nobody can find us. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Just disappear. Leave everyone else to solve their own problems. Leave expectations behind. Destiny behind. Leave all of it behind. Sometimes I think about it, more often than I should. But then reality returns. Reality always returns. And reality says there are consequences. Consequences for me. For you. Consequences for everyone. Ancient bargains are unpleasant that way, so instead, we're here. You sitting across from me, trying very hard not to look as desperate as I feel. Neither one of us getting what we want. Life can be cruel. You know what frightens me the most? It's not losing you. No, that's expected. What frightens me is the possibility that you'll stop trusting me before then, because trust is all I have left to offer. I can't promise freedom, and I can't promise escape. I can't even promise a happy ending. But what I can promise is this. I will never lie to you. I will never let them treat you like an object. I will never leave you alone when you're afraid. And if the world insists on taking everything from you, I will stay until the very last moment they allow me. That's a promise. Look at me. Please. There you are. Oh, you have such sad eyes. I hate that. I hate that this place put that look there. I hate that I can't erase it. If affection were enough, I would have solved everything already. But affection isn't power. It's just affection. Messy. Stubborn. Painful. Human. Funny, for most of my life I thought caring made people weak. Now I think it just makes them trapped. Because here I am. Unable to walk away. Unable to fix things. Unable to stop loving someone I was never supposed to love in the first place. And somehow, you're the one in chains. That hardly seems fair. Still, for whatever it's worth, I'm glad it's you. No, listen, let me finish. Not because of what you're meant to become. Never that. I'm glad it's you because knowing you has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. Even if it hurts, especially if it hurts. You taught me there was a difference between protecting a tradition and protecting a person. And once you learn that difference, you can never forget it. And so, here's my terrible, selfish request. Stay. Not because you have to, not because the doors are locked, not because the guards are outside. Stay, because there's nowhere else for us to be tonight. Stay and talk to me. Tell me about the things you wanted to do, the places you wanted to visit, the dreams nobody else knows about. Tell me everything, because I want to remember it. I want to remember you, not as a story, not as a sacrifice, not as a symbol, as you, the real you. And maybe that's selfish, maybe it's horrifying, maybe it's the cruelest thing I've asked all evening, but I can't help it. You're the only sacrifice I've ever cared about. The only one who ever felt real. The only one who ever made me wish the world worked differently. And if I can't save you, then at least let me cherish you. Let me sit here a little longer, and let me hear your voice. Let me pretend for just a few more minutes that this room is simply a room. That the locked doors are ordinary, and that tomorrow isn't waiting outside. Just a few more minutes, please. Because everyone else is counting down the days, and I'm counting the moments, every single one of them. Trying desperately not to lose a single second of you. Just a few more minutes. Let me pretend tomorrow isn't waiting. Let me stay with you just a little longer.